Peace. All right. Welcome to Sunday Sanity. And let's send a message to Kana and we'll get started. Let's see. Let's see. Did it send? I hit accept. For some reason, it's not going through. It says you're unable to join. It's giving us trouble again. That's part of the story today, too.
Now it's working.
Yes. All right.
Yay! You know how they be. They want to stop it before it starts.
You know that video that I put out? Because it reminds me of the story. That recent video that I made.
About the mortgage? Yes.
Bingo. Ever since then, I can't make any post. I can't take anything from TikTok and share it on my Instagram. It only will let me share that video that I had already posted,
Oh, how weird.
and it won't leave it. It won't leave the page. I resetted my phone,
Yeah.
I turned it off, turned it back on. I totally erased, jumped out of the Instagram and jumped back in.
Yeah.
Same thing. And then I jumped out of the TikTok, come back in, same thing. It's stuck. It's the weirdest shit. Wait, you wrote, you know how. Oh, you know how they do? I don't know. Like your screen froze. They're messing with us. I wasn't kidding. Holy shit. I don't know. I can't you know what we'll do? We'll start fresh. We'll wash this one off and then we'll start again and we'll see what happened. I don't know. They're messing with us. Wait, oh, okay. Let me see if I can get you in again. All right. All right. All
Okay,
right. You're back.
it
Okay.
came back.
Okay.
It literally was just like, okay, thanks for joining us. You're done.
Yeah. It's the
And
weirdest
then it
stuff.
just, and then it just shut me off. Okay, okay, that sucks. Thank you for nothing. Thank you for nothing.
They've been messing with us. I'm
For
telling you.
real.
Like I was just explaining it, and then it just happens again.
Yep. Yep.
Like ever since I posted that video, because it
Yeah.
points out three important words: business, corporation, and mortgage, and they're all dead.
They all. Yeah.
Just
The
about,
whole.
corporation's dead. Business is anxiety. It makes you wish you were dead when
I
you're
know.
feeling it.
You know what's crazy is that these people, whoever these people are, they'll go, oh my God, how could Eve be so foolish? And she listened to a snake? Did she listen to a dead thing whisper in your ear all day long and go, yeah, McDonald's sounds good? That was the
Yeah.
who told you that McDonald's sounded good? That was a dead thing whispering in your ear. You saw
Going
an
ba da ba ba
advertisement.
ba. You know what I'm saying? You buying it.
Yeah, you buying it
it's
for
not
real.
it's not
Yeah.
love
Oh,
because they didn't
oh, I'm
put
so
love in
much
the
better than
food.
Eve. I wouldn't listen to a snake. You literally listen to dead things telling you what to eat, what to
Yep.
drink, what to wear, where to spend your money, where to vacation, which hotel is the best, blah, on and on and on. Your 431 decisions that Edward Bernays said the average person makes a day,
Hmm.
every single one of them. They have hijacked every single one of them.
It's like the government who thinks that they know what's best for us is
Yeah,
like the most evil Jiminy Cricket
man, for real.
because they want you to think, oh, we know what's best for you. Like we've been down this road. This is the reason why we lead you guys. No,
Yeah,
doesn't mean you're righteous. How'd you get there in the first place? And
yeah,
be truthful.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Oh,
what
the
you
people
that's
voted
that's
for
what you have to
us.
depend on. They're not being transparent. You want total clarity for the people that lead you. Like you want to know them completely before you even sign off on them.
Why would you want to? Uh, you know, sometimes I tell people, don't vote for anybody that you wouldn't want in the kitchen with you while you're cooking.
Hmm.
You know, like I wouldn't want Joe anywhere in the kitchen with me near while I'm cooking. That could be dangerous. He could get
Yeah.
hurt. I could get hurt. He probably smells funny. Like same with Kamala. I wouldn't want her in my kitchen. We don't need two chiefs in the kitchen here. We don't want her in my kitchen. You know?
Joe be like, "What you cooking?"
Yeah. Yeah, but for real, and other people are like, "Oh yeah, I would love that." Like, did you really think about that answer? Are you sure about that? You really okay? Whatever.
I have a question too. How come nobody calls him out on the smelling?
Yeah, he's got stink.
No, no, no. Joe Biden. He's always smelling
Oh,
kids.
sniffing people. Oh yeah,
He's like
yeah,
that on heads.
yeah,
Numerous times you see it, and nobody calls him out on it. There's videos on TikTok that show you like montages of him doing this, especially the children.
yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
like everybody's fair game. He like somebody's wife comes over, he's like, and you can hear it.
Uh-huh.
You can hear the sniff.
Yeah, it's gross. It's so gross. Why would you want him in your kitchen?
We got some creeps up at the top.
We sure do.
And think about how P. Diddy is so closely connected to him with his whole vote or die campaign.
Uh-huh. All of it.
Yeah.
All the
I mean,
celebrities.
they're all
All the
in
celebrities
on it.
and the fact that nobody uses their own critical thinking. Oh well, Taylor Swift is supporting Kamala. I think like our magic number 3,300 new or 1,000 new voters registered because Taylor came out and said, "Oh, there's this AI video of me supporting Trump. I never saw it, so
Mhm.
I just want everybody to know that I support Kamala, and you should go vote." And then our magic number, the 33,000,
And
went
that's
and
a
registered to vote.
Masonic number, 33.
Hmm. But why do we care? There was somebody else I saw yesterday that was campaigning. They're not even American. Dang, who was it? Famous, let me see if I can find it. Famous Kamala supporters. You're like, oh, isn't it great? It might have been like Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie. Like these people literally live in France. They're not American. They live in France. Madonna lives in England, right? Madge. She's got an English accent and everything.
I know,
Yeah,
right? I'm not buying it.
yeah.
I'm like, nobody
What
adopts something
do
like
you
that
mean?
that quick.
What do you mean you're voting? Oh, oh, we're getting. Look at us. We're getting the shot. Yeah, props,
Oh, did you see
props.
Did you see that that lady that got the she got the jab? She got
She got
three
the
jabs.
meningitis, the a pneumonia um, booster, and a tetanus shot. And
Holy smokes.
these are ones that we give babies.
Mm-hmm.
We give these to babies.
When I stepped on a nail, I never took a tetanus shot.
Yeah, me neither.
And the nail went through the foot. Like I jumped off a roof
Oh
and there was
shit.
like some old planks and one
Yeah.
of them the nail was sticking up and I thought it was pointing down.
Oh.
And so when I landed, it just went, that was the first foot that landed on the ground. And it went right through my foot. And I was like, whoa. I think I was like maybe 8 or 9,
Oh
something
my
like
god.
that. But I jumped off like maybe like 3 foot drop from a
Dude,
roof.
I saw stars when you said that. I bet you saw stars.
No, it was just like the shock at first. It was like, what did I do? Something doesn't feel right. And I look down and I see the nail like poking like at the bottom of my like at the top of my
Oh
shoe,
my
like
god.
almost going through the leather. And then I jumped, and when I jumped, the plank went with my foot. And then I pulled it. I started using my other foot to like kick it away. And when I kicked it away, that's when it released. And then my mom's a nurse, so my mom cleaned it up real good and just really kept an eye on it. But yeah, that sucked.
I think the danger, of course, with the tetanus is that it's not the metal; it's like the iron or the rust or something on there.
Yeah.
And then the danger is you'd get lockjaw. I don't know if there's any if they can do it after the fact, but a lot of people, cut themselves with a knife. And not, if you could, that's a metal.
Hmm.
So it's not the metal that cuts you that creates the tetanus. It's some kind of virus or something that lives on it. Excuse me.
Yeah. But it's this
Uh,
further proof that they're not experts of anything. You know what I'm saying? Because like this is like, well, if you don't do this, this is gonna happen, and then you do this, and then you didn't do it, so you're expecting this to happen, and it never comes.
it doesn't happen.
So it's
It
like,
doesn't work
are
like
they
that.
really right? They're never right. They're not the experts that they claim themselves to be.
No, as a matter of fact, I'm going
Manipulators,
to update my
yes.
bio. I'm going to
Huh?
update my bio to pseudo intellectual.
Pseudo
Pseudo
intellectual.
intellectual, because that's totally what I am. I've been listening to these podcasts about, all these people talking like they're experts and they didn't even go to school.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm a pseudo intellectual. What can I tell you? I claim it. That's me. You're right.
Yeah. It's like just because you didn't go to college and whatnot doesn't mean you're not intelligent. You know.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I didn't go to college, but like I'll tell you one thing. Like I learned very early how to teach myself how to ride a bike.
Uh,
Nobody taught me. I took the training wheels off myself. And I was very young.
yeah.
I was probably under 10.
It can be done. You can teach
Hey,
yourself.
if
You
you
know.
have a will and you're clever enough, you'll figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, what are you doing at school? You're reading books and listening to lectures. You know what?
Hmm.
I have a huge collection of college level textbooks,
Hmm.
and I have access to YouTube. I am getting I can get a college education. I just determined my own course of study. That's all.
Yeah, my course of study is YouTube.
Yep. Yep.
TikTok, Instagram.
Man, and
I'm well versed in it,
yeah,
because like
yeah,
you
micro
get the
learning.
truth tellers there.
Yep.
They're the
And
ones that are telling the truth. You find the lies in the
plus,
media.
we get the benefit of pinning the pieces together ourselves instead of somebody saying, "Here's this piece and here's this piece, and look how these two pieces go together." That's
Hmm.
it. Um, that's that. What was that just came through? Oh, did they think I was doing a heart and then it gave me a heart? Is that what that
I
is?
think somebody sent you hearts.
No, look. I
Yeah, they're
do
sending
that
you
and then
hearts.
it's doing it on the screen. Oh, that's wild.
What? Okay, let's see if I can do it. Did it do it for me?
Yep.
Oh, it does. That's slick.
Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. What else is a thing? Huh, cool. Okay, so I was wondering because, this one chick on TikTok keeps passing my feed,
Hmm.
and and okay, it's really strange. Like she just sits there and goes, ice cream, ice cream, ice
Oh,
cream.
oh,
Oh,
that's that.
popcorn,
They
ice
get
cream.
paid to
I love
say
you.
certain words.
Huh?
They get paid to say certain words,
Yeah,
certain
they just say them
catchphrases and shit.
over and over, and she's on it for like hours, hours.
Hmm. And they're being told they're being told what to say,
Yeah,
and people are actually paying them to say
and he
these
just,
things.
yeah, just bounce and.
It, how is this enjoyment?
I don't know. When I
How
see
is this
this come through on my
entertainment?
screen, I just think, wow, there's 13,000. She's got 13,000 likes, and there's 300 people in this room, and she doesn't stop. She doesn't take a break. I mean, I'm only on there for like 2 or 3 seconds, but
Hmm.
you know, there's no questions. There's no back and forth. There's no hi,
I'm a
Blackjack.
person.
Just
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's really bizarre. It is really bizarre. So
I've
look,
seen.
all of our entertainers are
Uh-huh.
bizarre at this point.
Oh, big time, big time. They're
I mean,
very bizarre.
yeah, I don't even understand anymore.
A thousand bottles of baby
Yeah,
oil.
that's just
That's
gross.
bizarre.
That is just gross. And well, and you know what's really gross about it, Blackjack?
What?
Why do we put Vaseline on our faces before we fight?
I think people do it because I've never been that person. I
Because
just
when you
I
punch,
just show
it'll
up.
just
Yeah,
slick
it
right off.
slip off, right?
Slicks right off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why is it so hard to catch a greased pig? You ever play a party game where they like grease the watermelon and throw it out in the lake, and you got to pick the watermelon up and get it out of the water?
No.
Um, so if a big old man were to grease himself up and then go after you, how are you going to fight him? Already you're at a disadvantage.
Yeah, because you can't get a grip on them.
Yep. And now his whole body's oiled up. So
Hmm.
disgusting. It is so disgusting. I don't even want to think about it, but it's so gross. That's why you need more than one bottle, is.
Yeah, but like 1,000. Like I saw the picture in the bathroom. You saw the video, right? Man, that's heavy duty.
Yeah. Sick.
That's when you know somebody has a serious
It's
problem.
sick.
If
Yeah.
you stocking up
Yeah.
like that,
And go try and
you
buy
got
2 boxes of
problems.
Sudafed at one time.
What?
Like they're gonna go try and buy 2 boxes of Sudafed at one time. They're gonna, you'll probably get a knock on the door from the FBI going, "What are you doing with all that Sudafed? But buy as much fucking baby oil as you want." I mean,
Exactly.
oh
Stock
sure, that
up.
sounds reasonable. Oh
Buy
no,
us
I own a
out.
club. We're just doing like baby oil wrestling. When I have allergies, that would never be a legitimate reason to buy 2 boxes of Sudafed or however many the limit is. You couldn't do that, but you can, whatever.
Why not get a? If you're gonna buy that much, might as well just get a drum.
He probably bought it straight from the retailer, boxes at a time. He didn't go to the grocery
Yeah,
store and, fill up his
but
cart.
like get
He
one
ordered
of
it
those
straight
big
from the
old oil
manufacturer,
drums.
cases and cases.
Hmm.
Um, and he's got more in backup. Those are just what was set out.
Yeah, and for somebody that's like like a popular figure, he sure does have a lot of guns. Like he's like going to war, and a lot of drugs. And this he wants you to be he wants to be your role model.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Hmm. These are morals that you see from gangster movies.
Yeah.
Why is everybody like copying gangster movies? It never ends heroic. It never ends triumphant. It ends horrible. It's a horrible narrative to want to live, but yet there's so many people out there, especially stars, that have these gangster ideals. They want to be the next Scarface. They want to be the next, like, Tony Montana.
It's all a misappropriation of the freedom
Yeah,
that we all crave. We all crave freedom.
we do.
We all crave freedom from the control and from the slavery that we're
Hmm.
under, and from things that we don't even realize. We know that they're there, but we don't realize that they're there. So we just I want to break free, want to break free. And how do you do that? How do you do that? Like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to break the rules. I'm just gonna have to do this thing because I got to get the money. I got to get the bag.
Hmm.
Um, we don't find, we don't realize, um, and I mean, this is like a hard pill to swallow for me, but we don't realize that the true freedom is going to come when when we're done eating, we're done playing the game. The only way to win is to not play,
Yeah.
and as long as we're playing the game, we're losing.
Oh, of course, because it's already rigged for us to lose.
Yeah,
It's never rigged for us to win. And if it looks like we're winning, then they cheat and
yeah,
they turn it back into their favor. So
yeah.
who wants to play a game with somebody that you know is going to cheat to win?
We don't realize that they're cheating. I don't think people realize that they're cheating.
Yeah, they lack the awareness. They
We
still
just
think that
think,
they
wow.
it is somebody that's imperfect that is, oh, forgive me for my mistakes, and they forgive. But like, think about the amount of time
Oh man,
and to have no economy to really be anchored in homeostasis.
talk
It's always in turmoil.
talk about we need to pray for people. I literally heard somebody say that they were talking about Justin Bieber,
Hmm.
and what happened to Diddy, and a lot of people, including Jaguar White, are saying uh, Bieber was a victim. Bieber's a victim.
Yeah.
You're looking at him wrong, and then other people, these comments on TikTok that I'm reading are, we just, y'all, we just need to pray for Diddy. We need to pray for them. We need to pray for them. Jesus said to forgive.
Hmm.
Um, you know, and yet here we are. We have a heart. We can't forgive ourselves. We can't forgive our parents. We we can't forgive people who hurt us. But you want to forgive. You want to forgive them. You don't even know them. You don't know what we know. What they've scratched the surface on.
Hmm.
It's just scratching the surface. That is the tip of a huge iceberg.
Oh, big time.
Did you
Big
see how many
time.
celebrities stepped down? CEOs stepped down.
Hmm.
Um, a lot, and it's kind of like Epstein 2.0,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
But I don't think Epstein was a real person. I
Yeah.
think Epstein was a cover for Hugh Hefner. I think Hugh Hefner is the one that had all of the stuff that they say that Epstein had. I think they came from Hugh. I think that came from Hef.
Like, it's all passed on. Like,
Yeah.
did you hear about Epstein Island? Like, what it was before?
No.
It was actually used for the same purposes before.
Oh, what?
There was a camp that used to be run over there, and they were doing things to the kids and filming it.
Oh, shit.
So why would
Yeah,
the
they've been doing this
island
stuff
be
for a
used for the
long
same thing twice? Got used for the same thing twice.
because it's the same people who are running it.
There you go.
It's not. Yeah, it was never really about Epstein. He was just if he's a
He's
if
a cog in the wheel of a bigger system. But it looks
yeah
like we caught a big fish. He's not a big
he's not a
fish.
big fish. He's, is he even a fish at all? This is,
Exactly.
and Hugh Hefner and Diddy kind of have this very similar story. They go from nothing
Hmm.
to everything immediately. Like how does Playboy start? Very first centerfold, Marilyn Monroe. Very first centerfold.
It's all connected.
And she was groomed.
Hmm. She
She
had to
grew
be an
up.
MK Ultra because she changed her name.
Well, I think by the time she was 13, she had already been in 10 foster homes. Um, she had already been essayed. She'd already had a very hard life, and but she's still a young, very beautiful woman.
Hmm.
And with the right coaching, I can make you a star. And that's exactly what happened. This photographer found her. He made her a star. We also got the photos, and then we get Playboy
Hmm.
hand in hand. It didn't work out very well for Marilyn. God rest her soul. It worked out very, very well for Hefner. Very well. And
Yeah,
oh, by the way, there happens to be a tunnel between Hefner's house and P. Diddy's.
that's no surprise.
Yeah,
It's
and they're never
connected.
going to burn down the Playboy Mansion. Why? That's part of history.
Hmm. It's like
I mean, we still have
keep it.
parties there. Yeah,
Why are we keeping the most infamous things, the things that are like known for like the most horrendous, reasons? We want to
yeah,
hold on to those historical things. Let those go.
yeah.
Keep things that cultivate peace and high vibrations. That's
Mm-hmm.
the things that we want to hold on to the most, but yet we keep on projecting these things that lower the vibration. And
Mm-hmm.
if enough people see it, then it lowers the a good amount of people, and it can lower the population's vibration as a whole.
Yeah, for sure it does. For sure it does. Maybe there was just 2, 3, 4 years of this is they always called it the men's magazine, right? But or maybe even decades
Hmm.
where like this is um, kind of high class cigar poker. I don't have a problem with naked women.
Hmm.
You know, a men's club, and then very. I don't know after that where it just got sleazy and gross. Of course, it opened the door for much sleazier, much grosser things to be in print,
Hmm.
and then you know, and then always pornography, like misogyny, like racism, like all of these other concept words. They're concept words.
Hmm.
The way you define one of these words might be different from the way I define one of these words. And pornography certainly is, because even the Chief Justice said I can't define pornography, but I can tell you when I see it.
Hmm. That's
That's
hypocritical.
it's very hypocritical.
Hmm.
It's very hypocritical.
And that's the society that we live in. We have a government that's a hypocrite.
Yeah, because they're involved in things that they shouldn't be involved in,
Hmm.
basically. Um,
Especially like your own business.
yeah, yeah, it's really not the government's um, role to determine what is pornography, what isn't, what
Hmm.
is allowed to be out there, what isn't. Uh, actually, now that I think about it, I don't know. You know, what are they doing? What do they do? Actually, back in like the Roman era, which everything is based on. It's all so romantic. It's all based on Latin law.
Hmm.
But even back then, the government wasn't involved in things like this. The government built theaters. The government built promenades. The government um, was responsible for determining neighborhoods, uh, things like that, for the public use, for public betterment.
For the
Uh,
people.
yeah, it's kind of like a vehicle for lifting things up. Now, what it does is everything is sort of like top down. It's like, okay, we'll make the decisions and give them to you. and all of this other stuff, you build from the bottom up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so we meet in the middle. You can't get any higher. This is our problem with money. We
Mm-hmm.
can't get any higher, and that's part of the trap, because you want to be wealthy, don't you? You know, it's part of the thing. Look at all these celebrities. It's all about the Benjamins. You want to be a baller, a shot caller. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta play the game. You're gonna have to play the game, and you almost have to. You know, your little band, great band, oh, so popular in the neighborhood, like the Beatles,
Mm-hmm.
so popular in their neighborhood, so popular in their neighborhood. They, but hey, somebody comes along and we can do this for you all over the world. Nobody had done that before the Beatles, really. We'll do this for you all over the world. And now that's the goal. That's the goal. I want to be part of that club. That's my goal, to be part of that club.
Mm-hmm.
And that club was literally created so that you, as a young independent artist, instead of focusing on your craft, instead of reaching the area around you, now your goal is, I want to be the whole world. I want to be, the next Taylor Swift. I want to be the next Metallica. I want to be the next.
It person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that one person that's like, comes out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and then just widely known. But
Yep.
is that really like just happenstance, or is it really like something that was like manipulated and purposely done and backed? Because like Kevin Hart came from out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he got Soul Plane,
Yeah.
and he's the star of Soul Plane, and he's never been in a movie before.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so I'm like, they put these people in these positions, and yes, that movie flopped, but that's a jumping off point.
Yeah. Well, and it introduced
And
him
it didn't
to,
end his career; it began it.
a lot of people. Wasn't Snoop Dogg in that movie?
Hmm. And I'm like, who first movie, and like you got all these like big hitters. It's like maybe they're all backing you up and they're supportive because you're part of their club, and
It's always part.
you're the newest member.
It's always the club.
Yep.
It's always the club. It's like, why are we reading Mark Twain in school? Only because somebody said, hey, you know what, Mark Samuel, you're my
Hmm.
best friend. You know what? You could sell a lot of books if we made that mandatory reading. We'll just make it mandatory reading. It's not. He's a great writer. Sure, we enjoy his books. Sure, is he any better than anybody else? No, not really. But he was chosen. But
Hmm.
he was chosen. He knew the right people, right time.
Yeah, they made us all read Huck Finn.
Yeah, yeah,
That was like priority,
yeah.
and,
And why?
and
What
like
was the whole point of it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's to show like Jim,
yeah,
and this is the
yeah. Well,
treatment
yeah.
that
They
they get.
wanted to get that N word out there, so everybody can,
Influence.
say, oh, okay, see how it was back then. They used it, but we don't use it.
Hmm.
But so it's controversial. It, I mean, yeah, it's a great little story, but you don't read Stephen King at school. Those are great little stories. You don't read Harry Potter at school. You don't read J.R.R. Tolkien at school. Those are great little stories.
It's like anything that's going to like help to educate you in a righteous manner, it's never utilized at all, or
No,
the way that it should be. Like,
yeah.
and just like the technology, it should be used in a righteous manner. But somehow with the latest technology, they always find a way to corrupt it.
Well, yeah. I
Everything
think
gets corrupted.
technology though is a little different because it's like the ghost in the machine. Um, I had seen something the other day. Like, what would our lives be like if we just didn't have all of this? We think we'd be bored, right? You'd be bored if I wasn't thinking about what to eat next. Like, how is it that some people can um, they can fast and they can go ahead and claim their breatharianism or being a fruitarian
Mm-hmm.
and survive and thrive with very very small amounts of food, very limited resources, and yet your average guy on the street, he's starving. You give him $1 and he is going to McDonald's on National Hamburger Day because he can buy two for $1, you know,
Yep.
because he's hungry. He's hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And yet there's no reason why he, like anybody else, couldn't start meditating, couldn't start except, what else are you going to do? You're you're bored. You're bored. We eat a lot out of boredom and um, other emotional reasons. That's just one emotion, of course. But
Would you say it's based on mindset?
yeah, it's mindset. Mindset. They're hijacking our minds, and not just our minds, our time,
Yeah.
our resources. Really, our resources, right? Why do you're always saying that they make you pay in a free world?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's
They're
no
making us the
knowledge. There's
biggest
plenty of free
hypocrite.
food all around us. There's wild onions. There's here in Texas, the mesquite. You can make flowers. You can make coffee out of mesquite beans. Um, and there's
I
there's
love the
lots of
smell of mesquite.
things like that.
Yeah.
Uh, but there's not a lot of knowledge on how to do that. Of course, beautifying projects means that we're going to take out the native foliage and
Mm-hmm.
replace it with you know
Whatever suits their ego.
yeah, whatever. I mean, just outside my window, I don't know if you can tell, there's palm trees everywhere. These palm trees had to be brought in.
Yeah.
They wouldn't grow here.
Maybe they did at one point. Who knows? It's
It is
it's it's
possible.
been fucked with so much. The land has been messed with so much and has been like there's lakes that weren't lakes. They were
I had seen some.
towns. There's still
Yeah.
people that are buried underwater. Like I forgot, was it like there's a lake and it used to be a town. It used to be a black town, and they ran everybody out and killed some people, and then they
Just
made
one?
it a lake.
Just, just one?
No, more than one,
Yeah.
a lot.
Here, check that out.
Holy shit!
8,000 dams in the United States.
Wow.
That's why we can't get.
Oh no. She'll be right back. Give it 1 second. Technical difficulties. Let's see. All right, you're back.
I tried to turn my. Do you know what happened? I just tried to turn my camera back around,
Uh huh.
and it had me on somebody else's live. I was
What?
literally on somebody else's live for just a second right now.
Hey, what's up? I'll be back.
8,000 dams.
Hmm.
Okay, so now let's see how many natural springs there are. I know in Texas, at least Lake Whitney and Canyon Lake are
Hmm.
they there are submerged towns on both of
Yep.
those.
Yep.
Um,
It wasn't Central Park a town. It was like Seneca
oh, I have no
something.
idea.
Yeah, like Central Park in New York. That used to be a town.
I believe it.
It was a black town. And these are just off the top of the head. I haven't, you know, I have a couple that I remember, but I don't remember a lot.
Okay, so let's see. The United States. How many springs are there? U.S. water springs. Okay, so they're just going to label the ones that we know of now. Uh, okay, American Geosciences has an interactive map of thermal springs in the United States. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera around. Hopefully, nothing will happen. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
That's obviously not all of them because we know there's a shit ton in Florida,
Oh yeah.
right? So um, but check that out. Just that corner. Just that corner. So what happened was a lot of these dams, not only, well, where are you going to build your town? You're going to build it near the resources.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to build it near the resources. So there will be springs there. There's going to be water. There's going to be water for people to drink. There's going to be water for your crops. There's going to be good land. What
Fertile
happens when we
soil.
dam? Yeah, what happens when we dam that? We change everything. Lose
Like
this.
where I live right now, there's a dam, big ass one, too.
Oh yeah, because the drinking water. How else are you going to get your drinking water? How else are you going to get your drinking water poisoned? Is that that's the rest of the story?
It's
The rest of the sentence.
control. It's
How
like
else are we going to get to poison your drinking water?
I trust the beaver before I trust the government. And beavers know what they're doing. They're doing it for a deeper reason,
Yeah,
and it's in one with nature.
yeah.
What's government? That it's not in one with nature with all the
Nope.
chemicals that they put in the food that and the love that they don't show. Well, how are they allowed to lead us if they don't show love? If all they want to do is go to war,
Why are they? Yeah, why are they allowed to lead us at all? We.
they show
That's not.
no ways of showing peace, no ways of cultivating peace, but yet they allowed to lead.
It
It
was
doesn't
never
make
really
any sense.
meant to govern us. It was never meant for that. It was meant for United States unionize. It was for us to be able to negotiate
Hmm.
with other countries.
Now,
But
who's the one that flipped it?
I think it might have been flipped from the beginning. As soon as people come into power, stranglehold.
Because that's the reason why they do this, like this whole soapbox,
Because it's really from the
showboating.
beginning.
No
It's
new
like,
taxes, and then when they get in, you get taxes. It's
well,
just
yeah,
what they
'cause
need to say to get their foot in the door. Once they get their foot in the door, adios with everything I said. I wasn't being honest. You guys got swindled again, and we're gonna do it again in 4 more years.
and it's just one person. It kind of reminds me of the time that I served on jury duty,
Hmm.
and it was so. This guy was not guilty. He got arrested for a drunk driving charge. The cop was one of these assholes who, middle of the night, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. He's on a back road. Speed limit's 30 miles an hour. The guy driving is doing everything right. We saw the dash cam. He's going the speed limit. He's in the lanes. And then
Hmm.
all of a sudden, this car comes from out of nowhere, speeds up on his ass, going like 50 miles an hour, gets right up on his tail, and then flashes his brights on him. And the dude,
Way,
how
way to
you
make
would do?
somebody panic.
Yeah, and they got him. He swerved. He swerved. Well, they already knew that he had left the bar because they followed him from there. So they had
Hmm.
already knew that he had left the bar, and there was a good chance that he had been drinking, and that's how they got him. They arrested him for
Isn't
that.
that
Uh,
entrapment? Because
totally,
they forced a reaction out of him,
a hundred
and
percent, a hundred
he
percent.
could
Now
have
I'm
made it
sitting
home
on this
totally
guy's
fine if he wasn't
jury,
provoked.
and I know that this is not right. This is a complete fabrication.
Hmm.
I was completely powerless. I had zero influence in this at all. It was absolute. This was hell week for me. This is the week that every time I went into the fucking courtroom, um, oh, it's my turn to pat her down. It's my turn to pat her down. A fucking cop. Fuck y'all cops. Fuck you. Fuck all of y'all. It's my turn to pat her down. Like. I mean, they're just sick. They're all sick. They're gross.
That's why I
Um.
say cops are they're the kids from high school that got bullied,
Yep.
and this is their payback. Fuck everybody. I'm gonna do everything that I wanted to.
They should have been bullied.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're the ones who
but that
need their head.
formulated their ego to be like this, though, because this
Well,
is in
or they
their
were already
formative years.
no, they were probably already the bullies. They were already the bullies. Because once an asshole, always an asshole.
Not
Fucking creeps.
always.
But the thing is though, like, I mean, you would think it's a jury. It wasn't even 12 people. It was only 6 of us.
Hmm.
You're talking 432 members of Congress, and
That's a lot.
one person's going to make a difference. One person is not going to make a difference.
No, and it's all make a difference in front of everybody. Behind the scenes, it's a different play.
Yeah.
There's one that they're showing you out here, but what's out here is all
They don't
the
even
way it
make their
needs
own
to
decisions
look.
because they're listening to corporations. They have dead things whispering in their ear all day long. And they
Hmm.
don't even make their own decisions. Their staffs are too big and they have to blah, blah, blah. You would think that with technology, you don't even need to fucking go to Washington.
Hmm.
You and I are not in the same state.
No.
Why do they all need to be in the same state? Why do they need a staff of 20, 30 people? They should be back home. They should be home
Hmm.
and doing their business online. What is the whole purpose of technology?
I think
Why
it's one
do you
great
got to be
party for
flying
them.
everywhere? Why do you got to be, oh, doing all this stuff for what? For what? So you can make the best decision for who? For your hometown or for? Are you getting involved in my stuff? What does my stuff have to do? Who did that?
I don't
What does
know.
my stuff have to do?
Maybe if you does this do it? Yes, it does.
Yeah,
So if your
cool.
thumb does that, it'll do it. Let's see. Does it do it?
No, not that time.
It's not doing it now.
It
That's so weird.
didn't do anything when I did that.
I know,
Let's
right?
see.
That'd be funny
What
if
other
you
things
see a
would
whole
it
bunch
do?
of middle fingers go up.
That'd be awesome. The first
You
time I
could,
did it right, what was I? I was trying to make a little. I wasn't even trying to make a heart. I was like, oh, it's so itty bitty. It's so itty bitty.
yeah,
Didn't do
and all
anything.
of a sudden it'll be.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's a distraction.
I know, but it's still cool though because you can use that to your advantage if you know these things, especially when you get like trolls coming in
Yeah.
and you go boom, you give them the middle finger, and everything goes like that.
I would love that. Try it this
That would be
way.
awesome.
No, still didn't work.
I
I guess
wish.
that's not big. That's funny though.
Yeah.
The speaking of dams and shit. So Katrina
Okay.
would not have happened if we didn't have that dam.
Hmm.
It was a dam that broke. It wasn't really maybe Katrina. Katrina was the name of the hurricane. Maybe it was the name of the operation because it wasn't that the city flooded from rain from Katrina. It was the city flooded because that dam failed and flooded the area.
You know what that makes me think of? Led
What?
Zeppelin when the levee breaks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. That's how it got into my super that big ass Super Bowl thing that I did. That's when I said the other day, Chiefs 3-peat. Like yeah, it makes sense because I remember looking at that magazine going, okay, I know there are 3 events here,
Hmm.
and we're still talking about megalodons now. Now all of a sudden there's this story coming out of Florida that, oh look, the storm is just washing up megalodon teeth, and this dude is just, he's walking the beach and he's pulling out tooth after tooth after tooth after tooth. They're gigantic, like the size of his head. All of these
Megalodon teeth.
megalodon teeth. And they gotta be fake.
Holy shit!
Did you find it?
It looks like a serrated knife.
Yep. They're huge. They are huge.
Massive.
Big black teeth. Um,
Like
let's do it.
this, right?
Yep.
That's the one.
Yep. That's it. I mean, we see. Let me see if I can get some news here.
You figure as
And now
vicious as
it's
they
like
are.
all of a sudden it's so, they're so prevalent now. All of a sudden, they might be fake artifacts, to be honest. Like, why wouldn't you be finding them all the time? And now all of a sudden you're just finding one after the other. I mean, like, this dude is literally just walking on the beach and pulling one after another out of the surf, out of the sand.
I would say divine timing.
Sorry.
No worries.
The divine timing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's timing. It is timing. If you just put in megalodon teeth and news,
Give me one
there are
second. I gotta let my cat out.
all sorts of stories from 2024. Some of them found 10,000 feet below the surface. Like this one storm is just supposed to wash them all up from 10,000 feet.
Now, have they
Very,
seen one yet, though?
not in person, no.
Then it's just like, dinosaur bones. It's like, I don't trust it.
I believe that there were great, huge lizards, quetzalcoatl, and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
All the dinosaurs that we see in museums are uh, like paper mache or plastic 3D printed or something. There are no real dinosaurs on display.
That's
I've
what
heard
I'm
that.
saying.
That's what I've
Oh,
heard.
you get
I mean, I suppose you'd
every
have to go to
single
like every
bone?
single museum to verify that, but
Yeah. It's like you found every single bone
right,
perfectly.
right.
I'm
I
like,
mean, even I don't know if you've ever
you
heard
have
of
a
this
bridge for
guy,
me to buy.
Cheddar Cheddar Man. Supposedly one of the
Yeah, I heard about him.
yeah, like the very first Neanderthal or Cro-Magnon skeleton ever found. This
Hmm.
was the whole basis, by the way, of Darwin's work, The Origin of Species.
Yeah.
This was a fraud. It was a fraud, and everybody bought into it.
They'll take the truth and distort it.
Yep. Uh,
J-
Maybe not Cheddar Man. What was the first?
I could have sworn it was Cheddar Man. Or maybe he was the first one in that area.
I don't think so, because Cheddarman says it was found in a cave, and the one I'm thinking of was found like in a bog or actually at a crossroads. Okay, oldest Neanderthal.
Oh, Cheddar Man is the first Brit that they found over in England.
Which I wonder. Let's see. H.G. Wells got very involved in it too. Let's see if we can find this. You know, it's so funny how we sit down and all week long we're like, oh my gosh, we're sharing these stories. I can't wait to talk about P. Diddy. I can't wait to talk about Janis Joplin. I can't wait to, and then we talk about something completely
It
different.
morphed. It totally morphed. We had it all
Every
lined up. Like we're like, yeah, and it was like, shoot. We're like, hey.
I went down a rabbit hole yesterday too with Janis Joplin. I had no idea about Janis Joplin and Clive Davis.
Yeah,
Uh,
they say that he set her up.
I saw one
That's the reason
story
why she died.
that
Yeah,
said, I believe it.
yeah, and
His,
Betty Wright and Whitney.
his story, Clive Davis, on his website. I wonder if I can find it again because I found it on
Mm-hmm.
my phone. He says that after he signed Big Brother and the Holding Company, what an interesting name too, Big Brother and the Holding Company.
Yeah,
That's always
bizarre.
bothered me. That one's always bothered me a
Where
little bit.
is it coming from?
But supposedly, like after he signed the group,
Mm-hmm.
Janice, this is his story, that Janice went into his office and was like, "It's not official until you have sex with me," and so he was like, okay." Now, granted, she's not the most beautiful woman, you know,
Yeah.
so, but most men don't have, you know, the kind of man who just wants to get laid doesn't have a problem with that, you know. Hey, look at that. You're not, I don't got a problem with that, you know. Um, uh, but I really, at the same time, I just don't see her doing that. I just
Uh-huh.
don't see her. I just don't see her doing that. Like, no, that's like saying Gwen Stefani. Oh, I signed No Doubt, but then Gwen Stefani was like, you know what? We don't have a deal unless it's me personally. I just don't see Janice doing that.
Yeah,
I just
don't
don't.
either.
I don't see Janice doing that.
No, because I heard of
I see him doing
I
that.
heard of an
I see him.
incident. I heard of an incident between Jim Morrison and Janis Joplin where
Yeah,
he tried
she
to make it,
hated him.
and she went like after him for trying to make an advance. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So why wouldn't it happen to Clive?
yeah, yeah.
Same results, I would
Yeah,
say, would
she
be
had a
this.
little bit of self-esteem. She had a little, she knew, you know, she knew that she had some talent. She knew
Hmm.
that she had something there.
Yeah, the voice was special. Just
Yeah,
like who was it? Amy Winehouse. The voice
yeah,
is special,
yeah,
But
yeah.
like,
There's no way she gave it to that old guy so cheap. No,
yeah.
no. For
But
my band,
I
no.
think it's for his ego
Uh,
to paint it that way. Like he finds it, like he deems it necessary for for it to spin like that. Like
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
want to do this. I had to. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
she
And it's
threw
kind of
herself
like,
at me, and I couldn't.
it's sort of just throwing like the whole hippie
Yeah.
movement under the bus, you know, like because San Francisco, Summer of Love,
Uh-huh.
you know, all of that stuff. We're free loving, and we have our own way of making decisions and doing things like that. Okay, you know, but yeah, that's on the street. You're not on the street. You literally contract on. There's that word again. Uh, no, no.
It's a con
Plus,
game.
all yeah, yeah.
The whole thing
Okay,
is a con game.
you know, and why the band when they got signed was Big Brother and the Holding Company, not Janis Joplin and Big Brother.
Mm-mm.
It was Big Brother and the Holding Company. Janice was not like she
Like the
was part
star.
of it, right? It wasn't like
It wasn't like
again like it was
Eddie
No
Ruffin
Doubt.
and
It
the
wasn't Gwen
Temptations.
Stefani and No Doubt. It wasn't No Doubt featuring Gwen
Hmm.
Stefani. It was No Doubt.
Yeah.
It was Big Brother, not Janice and Big Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he totally set that up, and you know he had a lot of influence over the band because the greatest song I had no idea. Again, on my deep dive,
Oh
"Summertime," my
yeah, I love
favorite,
that
my
song.
favorite Janis song. That you know where that came from? That's a George Gershwin song that he wrote for Porgy and Bess.
Oh wow.
I had no idea.
I
She
like
didn't
that
come across
song.
that song. I love that song. She didn't come across that song organically.
Hmm.
Clive Davis introduced her to that song.
Wow.
Had to have.
Yeah.
Had to have. She wasn't in New York. She wasn't on Broadway. She wasn't involved with Gershwin.
Mm-mm.
She got that song
And
Clive
With
Davis gave her
blues on
that
it.
song, and it sounds so different. It doesn't even sound like the same song at all. If you listen to,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play it because there's too much noise here. But
It kind of reminds you, it puts you in that same type of headspace that, like, have you ever heard of what is it, Parliament Funkadelic's Maggot Brain?
no,
Oh, oh. Please, after this, play Parliament Funkadelic Maggot Brain
definitely.
and just listen to the words in the beginning because it's a message, and then
Okay,
let it ride.
all right.
The, the whole part of the premise of that song is um what's the guy's name? Damn, who's the lead singer of Parliament Funkadelic?
Um, oh, not George.
George
Oh, George
Clinton.
Clinton.
There you go. George Clinton told told the guitarist Eddie Hazel. He goes, "I want you to play like your mom just died,
Ooh,
and you just found out." And he played like that. Now, remember this when you go and you listen to that whole thing.
okay,
Holy shit.
okay.
It 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 rides. It rides.
Oh, I can't wait. Good. I love finding new music. I can't wait.
Like
Thank you.
out of Parliament Funkadelic, that's like my favorite song from them
Yeah,
all time.
maggot brain.
Maggot Brain.
Maggot
That
brain.
was
Okay.
actually Eddie Hazel's nickname from George Clinton. George Clinton called him Maggot Brain.
It's not very.
No, it's not a good name at all. But he died early. It's probably because of alcoholism. That's why he called him Maggot Brain.
Brain.
Because like he drank a lot and he went to prison. But he was a virtuoso when it came to electric guitar. He could play like he's one of the best to ever do it.
Dude, that whole band's so influential.
Oh, big time. Even the
Shit.
guy with the diaper. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, man's out there jamming with a diaper on.
God, they're a mess.
Oh man.
It's a mess.
Mm-hmm. And you know they had like when they were recording,
Uh-huh.
they didn't bathe.
I believe that. I
They didn't
believe that.
bathe for days until the record was done. So the smell must have been crazy. That's funk.
That's funk.
That's what
I
gave
believe
birth
that.
to funk. Actual funk.
I
Like, dang,
believe,
you stink.
I believe that.
Like, hurry up. Let me get out of this place so I can take a shower.
God. I can see it. Hey, did you ever see that movie Studio 666,
No,
the Foo Fighters Dave
no.
Grohl movie?
I want to see it though, because I remember you mentioned it last weekend. I gotta see it.
Yeah, that is.
It's on the list.
It's a really it's a good one for Halloween coming up. Studio 666.
Mhm.
So the whole I'm gonna go ahead and spoil the ending.
Oh,
So
go ahead.
spoiler
I don't
alert for
care.
you.
No, no.
Uh,
Go ahead.
of course it's the band is suffering from all this stuff because they move into this haunted. It's a haunted house. They don't know it's a haunted house. It's just a house
Hmm.
that this other legendary rock band recorded in one time. Kind of like the Led Zeppelin house was the Aleister Crowley house.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same premise. The band, the Foo Fighters, they move into this house to record this album, not realizing that the house was haunted from the last time that a band tried to do it.
Hmm.
But in the end, you realize that it was the studio that set it up, that put them there to pit them in that area so that they could be the channel. The music's a channel, so they could be the channel for the spirits.
That's some dirty shit. They're setting them up.
Yeah,
And
yeah. And then soon after that movie came out, Taylor Hawkins died.
didn't
Just saying.
um Red Hot Chili Peppers do the same thing for
Oh,
Blood Sugar Sex Magic or something like that?
it's
And what a
possible.
name!
Well, that
Right.
album was the first time that I really heard of them, so I couldn't say I don't know much about them.
Like that. I think for that album, they were in a haunted house.
Dude,
They were in a haunted mansion recording. Because I know it's the same album that they did "Breaking the Girl" on. So I think
yeah,
it's that song.
yeah,
If that song came from that album, that's the album
that
because I
yeah,
I remember
that
that
is that's
very
a good
vivid.
one.
Yeah. So they were in a haunted house too. Why do people want to go to haunted houses, and why is it the direction of the like companies? Like
Right?
even for movies, why do they always want to dance with demonic things or with the premise of demonic?
Yeah. What is the? I don't know.
It's low vibrational, and why are we so happy
Well, I think.
to project such a low vibration when we're high vibrational beings? It's hypocritical.
Well, I think that people don't feel high vibrational because, I mean, how can you? You got to go to work, got to make the donuts, got to, you gotta. It feels very, it's low. You're capped. No matter what you do, you know that I'm only going to be able to get this high. I'm
Mhm.
never going to be able to be up on that screen with you. It'll always be right here.
But it boils
But
down to mindset because we
yeah,
can't we can't think that like this is it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I've done this and this is what I've
it doesn't feel like it. It feels like a great,
accumulated in the world. It's not even close. It's only as close as my thoughts are with
yeah.
what I've accumulated. I'm so
And our
worthy of
thoughts are
more.
so are we're so brainwashed.
Yeah, like I'm so worthy of more. It's just I have to believe that I'm worthy of that more and deserving of that more. And then watch more come in. It's all
Yeah.
coming from my belief system. My belief system is what is the engine.
Look, there's another thumbs up, and nobody did it.
Wow. Hmm. See? See? Nothing. Maybe they were just giving us hearts at the same time. They were like, hey, they started. And then they stopped.
They want to distract us.
Well, maybe they're in agreement because it's always after we say certain things.
Yeah, it's got to be a word or something that they hear.
Yeah, but like, where was I? I lost my spot. I know, right?
We were talking low vibrational, just being low vibrational in
Yeah,
general.
like you
Of
you don't
course,
want to be
so
like a low vibrate. You don't want to be a high vibrational person, like
like the
giving low
whole
vibration.
thing is created to create the box.
Yeah.
Ha, there it is again. To create the
Uh huh.
box that you get stuck in.
Yeah.
So, you can fill out the whole box. You fill out the whole box. You can go wide, you go high, but you can't come out of the box.
Yep. You're like a flea with the lid on.
The whole industry is designed to like just keep you in there, right? If you write some music and it's just you, and you got this great little following in your town, and everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. But you wrote that. Now, if you don't register that, if you don't play the game, somebody else driving through town stops at the cafe where you're performing, hears your music, decides, wow, that's a great song, writes the notes down. We're jamming out. And, ooh, I'm gonna like June Carter swiping the music for a Boy Named Sue. Johnny, Johnny, play this at your next show.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny plays it at his next show. Boy Named Sue played it before Shel Silverstein released it because they swiped the notes. Um, Now, if you don't register that, that's Johnny's song. That's Johnny's song. What do you mean? That's Johnny's song. Now Johnny's making all the money off of that song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're friends. They shared writing credit or whatever. But you're just Blackjack. You're just at this little cafe. You didn't register your song. You didn't record it. You didn't have a publisher. You didn't have an agent. You didn't have a manager. You didn't have a lawyer. You didn't. You didn't. You didn't. Well, that's your fault. Because the industry, you know how the industry is. We're set up. We protect each other. We protect each other. Had you been part of the industry, every time that guy played that song, you would have gotten a cut.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks being stupid, doesn't it? You weren't stupid. You just weren't playing the game. You just weren't a part of it. And so somebody else capitalized off of that. Capitalism. They capitalized off of
Mm-hmm.
that, off of you not playing. They played. They won the game.
See, when
If you want to call it winning. Um,
we tend to lead with the heart, so we lead with the true intentions, and that's the reason why that happens to us. We're not expecting games.
so,
You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in relationships before where I'm like, I don't play any games. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not expect don't expect these things from me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm just trying to see where
You
this
know what?
goes,
Actually,
and then it could go somewhere.
it reminds me. Remember when we were talking about the girls' ballerina farm and Nora Smith?
Yeah,
Nora
yeah, yeah.
Smith, they were saying, gets a lot of her content from this South African creator, Oneswa, I think is her name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, step for step. As a matter of fact, one of Nara's recent videos was her making like a beef and broccoli, but she didn't have broccoli, she had broccolini.
Mm-hmm.
Same, same uh, as this other girl. Now, this other girl, she's in South Africa. They don't make royalties off of their
Mm-hmm.
videos. There's no money to be made there. So, um, so she just puts out these videos. She she she's creating for the art of it, and then you have
Yeah,
somebody else who's coming and taking it
yeah,
flat,
monetizing it.
yeah, flat out and monetizing it for her own benefit. You know, of course, she puts her own little flair on it and her own changes. She's her. It's
Mm-hmm.
in her house. She's wearing her wardrobe. She's got that beautiful soft voice.
Mm-hmm.
She's very easy on the eyes. She's very easy on the ears. She's got a very pleasant,
That's the
um,
trad wife,
soft
right?
demeanor. Yeah, you
Yeah.
call it. If you want to call any of these people trad wives or
Well, I thought that was the
trustwarians,
terminology.
they're well. It's a yeah. They're cosplaying trad wives. They're not. She's still a model. She still has a job. She jets
One,
off everywhere.
she
Uh,
depicts one, but she's not really.
yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
Plays
I'm not a trad wife,
one
but I
on
play them on
TV.
TV. Yeah,
You already got it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
um, but that's kind of it's also a strange term because I think a lot of people uh, fetishize it, being a
yeah.
trad wife. Like it just. I'm so submissive. Like, it's a
And
fetish.
it's like,
I'm so submissive.
are you really? Or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I
Because
mean,
this is an
how
act that you put on Instagram and on TikTok and
Of course it
whatever.
is, because who's shooting your videos? Is it your husband? Is your husband
Hmm.
shooting your videos? Is he the one sitting next to you who's not answering any questions because this is your interview and you're a trad wife and you're so submissive and I love
Hmm.
my husband and he makes all the decisions? My gosh, if my husband were alive, do you think I'd be talking to you right now? Do you think that? I don't care if it's an interview, Kana. I don't care if you're getting paid for it. I don't care. You're my wife. You're not talking to another man. And
Hmm.
no, I'm not going to sit here next to you while you talk, while you have an interview about me. You know, kind of now, ballerina farm more so because the media, that New York Times article, they tried to get her.
Hmm.
She was saying, and of course she's tired. She works really hard. They've got a huge farm, but she doesn't do it all herself. Um, and she was talking about some of the struggles when she was tired, when she's sick, she was sleeping, whatever. And she had said, now of course this was they were getting ready to launch a new product.
Hmm.
And she was saying, like, one of the things that she really, really wanted was a trip to Greece, and it was her birthday, and this photographer and reporter were there during this time. And what gift did her husband give her? And like, is it going to be the tickets to Greece, which she deserves it. She worked so hard. She deserves it. No, it was a fucking egg apron, and she opened it, and he was like, "Yeah, you're not disrespecting me here.
Hmm.
We still have a power dynamic. We still have a power dynamic, and I'm still the man." Uh, and then, of course, he did take her to Greece. Of course, he took her to Greece. I mean, how could anybody even think like that was ever going to be not a thing? You're dumb. You're just dumb if you thought that he wasn't going to take her to Greece because he didn't make the big reveal while the cameras were rolling.
Hmm.
But he did. He did put her in her place a little, and she deserved that. She did. I mean,
Guys need to just keep it real.
yeah.
You know, no ego, but just keep it real. Don't overdo it. Keep it real, and it'll balance everything out.
Yeah.
Because it'll put us where we need to be in order for the everything to move in a righteous manner.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, Blackjack. I heard this the other day and it just blew my mind.
Hmm.
One of the things that feminists are always complaining about is, back in the day, a woman couldn't have a bank account. She
Hmm.
couldn't, she didn't own anything. It was all her husband. Well, you know what else a woman couldn't do? She could not be held responsible. She couldn't be held responsible. She didn't have to pay those bills.
Hmm.
She didn't have to give up anything. She couldn't be used like that because no, she doesn't have any money. That's not her realm. That's not her realm. You can't take anything away.
Hmm.
It was
She'll help you build it.
right, right.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the owner operator, like the
Hmm.
owner operator. But tell us they aren't the same. It created that cohesiveness within the family because it brought the left and the right hand together.
Hmm.
Owner operator. So this hand could never be responsible for what this hand is doing,
Hmm.
and vice versa. So everything was kept safe. It kept a lot more wealth in the family. It
You
kept a
know
lot
what's funny?
more power in the family, and at the same time we think, oh, it's showing us that we had nothing, but no, actually it gave us more to not have.
Hmm.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, when you were doing that, I was like, that's the mudra that I'm doing this week.
Oh,
Is
there you go.
it
Great
that cool?
minds. Great minds.
I'm telling you, it falls in line like that. Like, I've been doing, like, I'll pick one like for the week, and I'll do that all week. But this one has been so great, I'm gonna do it for like at least a month
Nice.
because I haven't
All right.
done that one in a long time since I started this journey, and that's like 2020 was the last time I did that one.
Wow.
So I'm going back to it. Better
Prayer
perspective.
toes. Prayer.
Yes, the Anjali Mudra.
And jolly.
Yeah, it helps it's for calming and centering, facilitates connection to the heart and central channel, evokes feelings of humility, reverence, and devotion.
We're really hard on people who do things with their hands. Oh, look how
Hmm.
he's sitting. Look how he holds his hands while he's sitting. Things like that.
Hmm.
Sometimes they're just mudras.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're just power positions. Occult doesn't mean bad. It means secret. It means hidden. It means doesn't
Esoteric.
esoteric. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. And of course, they have the knowledge. They know that this is a way of bringing power in, a way of whichever mudra that they're doing.
Like I'll show you this mudra. This mudra, like I've been doing since I was a kid.
Oh yeah, we did that one the other day, right?
This
Yeah,
one is I've been doing this one since I was a child. No one taught me this one. I naturally did this one since
nice.
I've been here. Like I'll be like I'll sit there and I'll be like in a room of people I don't know, and I'll just sit there like this, and I don't even know I'm doing it. And,
That's so cool.
and I'll look down, and my hands are like that, and I'm like, okay, it keeps me calm. It
Right,
works.
right.
But I don't know that I'm doing these soothing things for myself.
Uh,
I'm just I'm subconsciously doing these.
yeah,
You know, I'm not aware of it, and only when I was made aware did I see these things. Like, oh, I'm making a mudra and I don't even know it.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
but like it was a lot of times that I was going through a lot of trauma and stress,
Uh,
and I noticed that my hands were naturally doing that. So
interesting.
that means God is with you at all times, even when you think you're not. Because another thing I learned yesterday is when I was doing a meditation. I think I was doing like a half an hour meditation, and I noticed like I'm always working on my awareness. So I'm watching my breath, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, let me let go of control of my breath, and then I go and I let go of the control of my breath, and then as I let go of the control, a thought comes into my head. Now, who's breathing for you? And I'm like, that's God. So I'm like, God is breathing for me right now, and I'm sharing a relationship with God as I'm breathing, as I'm allowing myself to breathe.
That's cool.
And
Spirit, respiratory system. That's your God system.
yeah, and so because like that relationship is happening, you can deepen that every time that you go under. And I do 5 minutes a day, like religiously, but I go I go off on deeper ones too. Like I didn't like I think I did like 10 minutes today. I'm probably gonna do an hour like after this. I do at least I try to do an hour a week. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
awesome. Yeah.
One day I'm just meditation is 1 hour, but
And so many
everything
people
else is
can't even do
short.
30 seconds. And 30 seconds is
In the beginning,
incredible.
with Headspace, that app,
Yeah.
meditation app, I could only do 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was the only amount of time that I had because my ADHD was so bad and my
Yeah.
dyslexia, I was so like irritated with because it just made I know I learned different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, how do I learn different though? I couldn't solve that.
Right.
So it's like I'm my best and worst mystery, because I'm like I have these talents, but I don't know how to unlock them because I can't I can't maneuver like everybody else maneuvers.
It's the whole question of metaphysics
Hmm.
that people have been trying to answer their whole lives.
Yeah.
We have all these answers shoved down on us. So we're the fleas in the circus. We're the fleas, in the little thing. Rats behave the same way. They've studied human psychology. They know it better than we do. They've
Hmm.
been after us for years. And even in science, Max Planck told us a new scientific discovery doesn't advance because it's right, because it's groundbreaking, because whatever. It advances because the people who knew the old way of thinking died. And you don't
Hmm.
know the old way of thinking.
Yeah. Like nobody gave us a manual, but the manual is within yourself.
Yeah. So it's like,
Because
like the meditation, the money, the feminism,
hmm
all of this stuff. We think it's this way. We think, okay, we got to go to work, we got to do this, we got to do that, because we don't know that there's another way.
yeah,
It's never occurred
it's
to us that there's another way. And okay, well, if we do think what there's another way, what, where? I don't see it. Are you sure it exists?
we have to learn to be the most exquisite painters of our lives, and not let the way the world is spinning dictate how we paint. We can still paint beautiful amongst chaos.
Yeah.
And that's what we're learning how to do right now, because that's what's going to change the world. We're going to start painting more beautiful than the chaos that's around us, than the violence that's around us, than the nonsense that's around us, the distractions, all that. We'll be able to paint so much better. And because of that, the world is going to shift,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to shift in a righteous direction.
That would be
And
great. I know
it,
a
well,
lot of people are
think
saying
about
like,
it.
"Oh, Hollywood is canceled now."
Yeah.
Now that Diddy's going down, Hollywood's bullshit. Are you trying to say that you're never going to
He's
buy
not even
another
an
record?
actor.
You're not going to buy
He's
a
not an actor.
CD. You're not going to buy. You're going to keep going to movies. You're going to keep watching TV. Stop lying. Stop lying. The only way that anything is going to change is if you
Yeah.
change. When you change what you're willing to put up with. If you're still going to the concerts, as long as Taylor Swift is pulling in 33,000 people 3 nights a week at her shows, she's never going to stop touring.
hmm
Why should she?
So
You know, and we all love Taylor. We all love Beyonce. Everybody wants to go. Go get dressed up, be seen.
mhm.
Whatever your band is, whatever the flavor is that you want. People love this. They love their entertainment. Why? Because there's nothing else to do. Pretty much. This is why we eat. This is why we go to work. Why it's hard for us
Consumerism.
to meditate. Why it's hard for us to think, because we'd come up with solutions.
hmm
Wow, that's weird. Look how it looks like it's like my arms caved in. That's so weird. Oh, that's sick. Cambodian prosper. Oh my god.
That's Dave Chappelle. That's a Dave Chappelle joke. When Dave Chappelle was making fun of Diddy, he was dressing. He's like, I need 300 bottles of pure Cambodian breast milk.
That
And then
wouldn't surprise me though.
the guy comes back with the breast milk, and then he drinks it. He's like, and then he starts banging the bottles together. Breast milk, you made my day.
It sounds so believable. That's fucking hilarious.
He was making fun of making the band, because like he would make these kids do like the dumbest things to try to be famous, to try to like have a record deal. Like he made them walk across the Brooklyn Bridge or something like that, some far distance, just to go get him a cheesecake. Just to
It's
get
just
him a cheesecake.
kind of Squid
That
Game
that's
vibes, Mr.
crazy.
Beast vibes.
That's crazy shit though. That's ego tripping. Like I'll give you a record deal and all this. I'll teach you guys how to be the best. But first, you guys gotta walk over this bridge and go get me a cheesecake. That has nothing to do with music. That's not my dream.
No, it's just yeah. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to
Exactly.
do?
Are you willing to give everything? And then that's when he got you.
Yep. Yeah, that's why he picked. They didn't.
Who he
Nobody
picked?
made the band. Nobody made the band. Nobody made Danity Kane.
Nobody
Just
ever
the
made it with
just
him.
the one girl. Same with Rihanna. Rihanna was in a whole group, but um, did you hear this story? They locked her in a room. They locked her in, and she said she had did an interview with Tyra
Uh,
Banks. They locked her in the room. They said the only way you're leaving this room is you're either going to sign or you're going to go out the window. She was on like the 94th floor. She was
oh,
there for 12 hours, 3 p.m. to 3 a.m.
oh,
And
what
she, at the
what
time, she had
timing?
been part of. a girls group, a whole group, and in the end, after those 12 hours, it was just Rihanna.
Oh, there's a similar story. Like, I think it was Suge Knight did the same thing to Vanilla Ice. Hung him outside on the balcony by his ankle, and he made him sign something.
I
The
believe it.
mu- if music has to revolve around this type of fuckery, count me out.
How
This
are
is
these
this is not
contracts
high
even?
vibrations.
I don't even understand how these contracts are all legal at
They
all.
can't
You know,
be.
the law does.
It's never in your favor. There's
I,
never been a
I,
contract that's in your favor where you're a winner. You're gonna suffer at some point.
and everybody's talking about like finding remedy in the courts
Hmm.
and this and that. You know, I was looking the other day. One of the first court decisions was Marshall and the Cherokees. Um, and Marshall, the Cherokees were like, "Hey, this is our land," and Marshall came out. John Marshall. He said, "No, no, it's not. Right of discovery. This is, it's not your land. It's European land, and we're going to let you stay here, but no, not your land." It There were like supposedly three decisions. The third one, I don't get it because it's really a missionary who was uh, uh, wanting to wanting to convert the Cherokees, and I think the state or the Cherokees were like no, and it ended up being a decision like the federal government does have the right to say what can happen on this Cherokee land. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Cherokees and Marshall. That really three decisions. The three decisions. Okay, the first one, Johnson versus McIntosh. No, that's the third one. No, I guess that is the first one. The No, this isn't right. This is their. They said that the Cherokee is a sovereign nation, and yet, at the same time, they said that the right to discovery carries more weight than who was already there. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. We're supposed to look at the courts like they're going to give us some kind of remedy. We need to go back to the land. We need to do this.
Hmm.
We need to do that. As long as there's a government involved, there's nothing. Okay, the foundation of the charter by George II. The foundation of this charter, the bill states, is asserted to be the right of discovery to the territory granted. So, being that the Europeans discovered America,
Hmm.
America is European.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
And so, when the Cherokees went to court, they no, they didn't get anything. Um, so the grantees had a right to disturb the self-government of the Indians who were in possession of the country, and that, on the contrary, treaties were made by the first adventurers with the Indians, which by part the territory was acquired for them by a valuable consideration. Yeah. Okay, so it's ours. In the end, so today there are on every reservation, and that's where all of our most of our Indians are, right?
Hmm.
Um, Indians. I'm sorry if that's offensive. Uh, there are 10 federal employees for every person on a reservation.
That's
There,
crazy.
they're watching. They are, they are there watching. Like, I saw a video of this one chick. She was fishing. She was fishing, and they got her. Why are you fishing? What do you need to do? Now, granted, anytime you're out fishing or hunting, uh,
Hmm.
Chapel told me the game warden sees you before you saw them. You didn't even know you were being watched. I think
Wow.
he shot a dove in a field or a duck in a field one time when he was in high school. You know, him and
Mhm.
his buddy, and they were just the only two out there. You know, they live out in the middle of nowhere.
And somebody saw him.
They got popped. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Barely got that bird back to the truck,
Mhm.
and yeah, there was somebody
He's
there
waiting
waiting
for him.
for him. What you doing?
Yeah, what you got there? Let's have a look.
Yeah, I mean, just the amount of surveillance is nuts.
Big
And for
brother is
what?
watching.
For what? Janis Joplin?
No, I said Big brother is watching.
Oh no, I agree. I was just like, oh, there's Janis Joplin again
Oh,
with Big
yeah.
Brother.
Yeah. I mean,
They're everywhere.
yeah, they want they want to monetize every single point of your existence. The way you get up,
Yep.
the way you brush your teeth, the way you take a shower. They want to monetize every single thing that you do, and they don't want to give you the money at the same time. They want to
No,
give you a little portion, but it's not
no,
like they're in on it.
and they want to take it a little further. There was a time when it was absolutely illegal. Roman in Roman history,
Hmm.
you could not you could not say anything disparaging about a leader. Not even a hint.
Yep.
Not even a hint. The way that we talk and joke about celebrities and people in charge, like including Saturday Night Live.
Hmm.
No,
It's like
no,
Kim Jong Un.
yeah,
Like you couldn't say anything about him. You do that, it's death,
yeah,
or you're in prison for
yeah.
however long he wants you. You
Yeah,
know, it's like it's ridiculous shit.
it really is. It's so not righteous. You totally do not have your own thoughts. And one of the things that Celestial says is, you know, of course, they're always talking about this biodigital convergence or
Hmm.
nanotechnology. Um, right now, they can kind of project thoughts into your mind,
Yeah,
and, and in a sense, they can read your mind, but they definitely have technology that they can implant where they can hear every single one of your thoughts.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Because think about it, how much they've influenced so far with the
Well,
movies and the food and all that stuff. You didn't know like the stuff they're pumping in the sky and in the food affects your hormones, which affects your decision making and how you think and how you look at the world and how you view it and how you live it.
and even now on your phone, you know, if we start talking about furniture
Hmm.
or toothpaste or you know something specific, as you start scrolling, you're going to see ads for that.
Yeah.
You're going to start. That's going to be. Oh well, they must be shopping for something like that.
Hmm.
So they're already watching and looking at your patterns to try and influence the next thing.
They're trying to make the ultimate consumer, the one who, when we throw something out there, they're like, yes, I'm buying.
Yeah,
But why? When everybody's broke, what are you gonna do then? Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's when they pull the trap door out. They want you to
yeah,
buy until you can't afford anything anymore because they've made everything so extravagantly high. And then we have a way that we can, settle the debt, but
yeah. With your life,
and you don't have to owe us anything. Here's the catch. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna cost you, you know, your livelihood and the way you move. We're gonna monetize everything now, but you don't have any more debt. But it's already paid for regardless. It's already been paid for. And this debt that they talk of has already been done. So what are we paying twice? Why does everything have to be paid twice? And how come they're the only ones that get paid twice and we only get paid once when we do something for somebody and get paid? Shouldn't we get
Yeah,
paid twice like they do?
we need
Where's
to
my
start.
double payments? I
Man,
got checks that I need to go get.
I know, right? Man, I want to do
All my
everything that Meek is
jobs, I
doing.
got double
I
checks.
want to learn everything that Meek knows, man, because that woman, she's got it going. She knows what
Hmm.
the fuck is up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she doesn't take any of it laying down.
And nobody ever should, because this system lacks a heart chakra, and a heart chakra is the way that we get out this system.
Yeah, but it did occur to me the other day. Frederick Douglass. Why is he so? Why do we lift him up? Because he fought. He fought for it. He fought for his freedom. He had to fight for it. They didn't just give it to him. He had to fight for it over and over and over and over and over. It's so stupid.
I think they put these people in front of us for us to look at them as points of, like, inspiration,
Right.
but at the same time these people could be Freemasons, because think about who's designed the whole historical program as it is.
Exactly. Yeah, they act
So we're
like
being
slavery
educated by
is
the
just like
captor.
this weird American experiment, and oh,
Hmm.
it's just the white people who started doing this, and gosh, well, let's blame the Southerners in America. Um, and was it 1650 that King Charles II made slavery legal?
Hmm.
So it's well before. It was well before. And had it not been legal, had it not been a law, I'm sure that many people who did it wouldn't have done it. Right? Like there's a lot of people who smoke and drink alcohol because it's legal.
Hmm.
It's legal.
Yeah.
Um, it's still going to damage your body, but it's legal, so I can do it. And then they struggle with quitting.
Hmm.
They suffer the consequences from having it, and they also did that with people. They made us think that well, it's legal, it's okay, and you're a good person,
Hmm.
so I need help, and this is available, and not everybody was cruel, and not every slave was black. We had some Italian, we had some Irish, uh, but the narrative,
Hmm.
you you got to stick with the narrative, and it goes back, and it it goes back way further, and you don't ever hear about any Irish or Italians. I mean, I didn't even know that they were held in slavery until I read Mrs. Sherlock Holmes. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's when I found out that was a thing. Uh, I had heard about the Irish being indentured servants.
Yeah.
That's not slave, but that's not slavery.
Feudal system, right?
Yeah, it's still semantics.
Mm. The way
It's
they
semantics.
talk about the feudal system in slavery is like it still smells of fuckery. He's
It
still
does. It's
holding something over somebody's head until the debt is done.
exactly,
Where's the
exactly.
forgiveness?
And
Let it go.
we're still in the same system.
Hmm.
This is a jubilee year. This, according to the Enochian calendar,
Hmm.
God's calendar, this is a jubilee year. In a jubilee year, all debts are forgiven. Every every prisoner is released. Every slave is freed. Every jubilee, all debts forgiven. All slaves freed. Every jubilee.
So how come they only pick the rules that they want to respect? And what's the penalty for that?
Yeah. Well, that's why we took the Enochian out of the calendar. But the queen, she celebrated her jubilee.
So it's like some practice it and some don't. I think they just want us to be a consumer so we can be that dog that goes back to its throw up to feed.
What else are you gonna eat? That's what you
Exactly.
know.
How else
Those
are
are
you
our
going
thoughts.
to entertain yourself?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? How else are you going to educate yourself if we control everything? You know? It's that type of concept that makes you see clearly they're not righteous. They're not who is running this cage that plays like a game is not a righteous person.
No, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, and it's not from the heart.
Uh-uh.
It's from the fart.
For real. For real. For real. And we can't even, the fact like these Supreme Court decisions that like no, you have even from the very beginning. Oh, I know. I was looking at that because Make America Great Again.
Hmm.
Like, when was it great? When was it great? When Marshall said that no, the Cherokees, y'all are foreign, and that Europeans have more uh, right over this nation than any indigenous.
Hmm.
Is that when America was great? Like the FBI, we're gonna restore honor to the FBI. J. Edgar Hoover was literally the first leader, the first director of the FBI, and that man wore a dress. Are you telling me that he was a righteous man?
Yeah, I was just about to say, wasn't that the cross dresser?
Yeah. Oh, it's okay because it's okay. He was just born in the wrong body or whatever. I don't even care about that. But
It's the weaselness.
yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
care
yeah,
about. The
yeah,
non-transparency. Because
yes,
if they're being transparent and you get to see they're being 100% with you,
yeah,
now I can understand it and I can add some logic to it. But I can't,
yeah. Like you're
like the way
hiding
it's
that in the
standing right now, you can't
closet.
add
You're
that.
being weird about it. You're making a fetish. Like I'm right now. I am loving Jules LeBron, and yeah, I know.
Hmm.
Really man. I know she's trans, but I see her living her best life, and I fucking love it.
Hmm.
To me, that doesn't look like a show. She's not being like this straight up judgmental little um, influencer. She is living her best life. J. Edgar
Hmm.
Hoover, he he was a creep.
Yeah.
He was a creep. He wasn't, worried about him having fun, you having fun, everybody being free and happy and just living their life.
Hmm.
No, he was going to watch you and everything that you do while he goes at home and thinks that nobody's watching while he puts on his dress.
Yeah.
That's
But notice most politicians are like this.
yeah, yeah, the
And
great divide.
why are they like this and why are they hiding it? It's just
Yeah,
like these down low rappers like Diddy and whatnot. You're finding out, a lot of this stuff. And like there was a transsexual in three of the biggest hip hop videos to ever, hit MTV. There was
yeah,
a transsexual. And
yeah,
even LL Cool J called it out. He said he, she in
yeah.
the rap. That's the first word he says is he, she. And I'm like, I've never heard him say that on any rap in my life to this day. And he says it on the rap that has this person that's a transsexual. And he says he, she. And
They knew.
then he says, oh, delicious. Come
I mean,
on.
you have fun with it. I mean, I'm not trying to judge your lifestyle,
No, no,
but
no.
I am
But
concerned about why you're concerned about mine. If I'm not judging your lifestyle,
yeah.
why are you concerned about mine?
Yeah, my thing is, why are you perceiving yourself to be a woman? You know what I'm saying? And it's rap with and you're perceiving yourself to be straight men.
Yeah, you're
If
portraying
you're
yourself
not
as one thing and you're
doing it,
not.
it's all hypocritical.
Very.
It's a liar and a liar giving somebody like what we think is the truth
Uh huh.
because we're the fan. We're the admirer of the music, you know? And most people just overlook that shit. I don't. I
I don't
always
know.
read
You know,
I always read the lyrics. You know me.
yeah,
I read lyrics.
we just see what we see. Yeah, I read the funniest thing about Michael Jackson the other day. Like it was a total Charlie Murphy moment.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember who was saying it though, but Bubbles the monkey.
Oh yeah,
Michael
yeah, yeah.
like
Yeah.
he bit somebody or you know he did something he wasn't supposed to do, bit or hit somebody.
Uh-huh.
Listen, Michael pulled out an 8 piece on him, you know, because he was a boxer. He was fast. He was always like, his skin lightened, but he didn't change. Right? He was still.
Michael
Apparently, when he would go on
had a
tour, he was
10
a
piece?
boxer. He was a boxer. He could fight.
Wow.
Like all his life, that's what he did. When he'd roll into town, he'd go to a gym and he'd work out and he would fight. And
I just can't picture it, how frail he is.
I know, right? I know.
What's the word? Is it gaunt?
Oh,
Like really like sick?
lanky
Yeah,
or
lanky, slinky. He's this
yeah.
he's like sickly skinny. It's not a healthy skinny.
No, it didn't look right on him.
Even with the boxing, you're gonna have some kind of like muscle mass on you. You're not
You
gonna
would
look
think,
like that though,
yeah,
right? Or
yeah,
maybe
because you can be
he wasn't eating
small
right.
and powerful. Like Bruce Lee, he was tiny,
Yeah,
tiny,
you,
small muscles, everything. But shoo,
you could see the power in Bruce Lee.
yeah,
I can't see the power. I can see the finesse,
yeah,
because like he has very slinky moves.
yeah,
So I can see that. But when I see I play sports, I don't
yeah.
see that when I look at him.
Apparently, this was like the Beat It era, and that's when
That
I'm
I could
Bad came out,
believe. That I could
and
believe. I'm
and
thinking like
I'm Bad.
dangerous.
Well, uh, was it Jaguar White? No, it wasn't Jaguar who said it. Who was it who said bad means womanly man? And once he started singing that song, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad. You know it. That's when that's when he started to change. He looked that might have been the last album that he looked like Michael Jackson.
That's what the nose, right?
Yeah. After that, it was the nose, and then his skin started lightening. They said he got vitiglio, I guess. Is that what it's called?
Vitiligo, vitiligo, and
And then so I guess in an effort to even out his skin tone, he started taking medications and doing treatments and whatever.
but you never seen patches on his face, not one time.
Never. It always looked like makeup. It always looked like,
Pancaked on.
yeah, very much so.
Mm-hmm. And why would you want to do something like that to your nose like that? That was so murderous what he did to his
Yeah, it
nose. Like,
didn't even look like a white person's nose. It didn't even look.
like
It was
I'll
like
put
all
it this way.
skinny.
This sniffer goes through my whole father's family line. Can't miss. No misses.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of misses, it's already 11 o'clock.
Daughters,
I gotta run.
brothers, all of them got it. It's the Cardwell. I'm rocking that Cardwell.
Yeah. Plastic surgery changes the whole thing. I used to work with a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and she could tell if you were German or French by the size of your forehead, the shape of your jaw. You know,
Mm-hmm.
things like the thickness of your lips. Are you? She could tell. Are you Eastern European? Are you Ukrainian? Are you Mediterranean? Are
Mm-hmm.
you French? Are you Alsatian? Are you German? Are you English? I,
How can you really determine that if black people were everywhere, right? And who's to say what's the original shape?
Well, and you know, yeah, and black people look different everywhere you go. There's shades
Exactly.
of darkness. Of course, everybody's different. Everybody's different. Yeah, but yeah, it was kind of neat how she could see all those influences. I mean, she just like, well, look at me, and she was like, "Oh, you're part German." Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Like I
cool.
like I used to think like when I went to what was it? I did is
Oh
it
shit! Hey,
23andMe? Oh, you gotta go
Blackjack.
soon. Oh,
It's 11 o'clock. I've got
okay.
to run.
All right, no problem. That was fantastic.
Always,
Fantastic.
always. Oh my gosh, it's such a great conversation. Man, I gotta find someplace quiet. I can sit down and do this with you
Yep.
next time.
All
Oh, I
right.
got a great idea.
What's up?
Okay. Oh, next Sunday I'll just do it for my restaurant.
Perfect.
Dude, I don't know why I don't just go there anyway.
That works.
For real.
Brilliant. Already
I know.
solved
I'm slow sometimes. You know, I'm really slow sometimes.
Hey, we all have our slow moments. I'm sure I've had mine. Matter of fact, here's one right now. Okay.
For real.
But thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, what a lovely conversation. So much fun always talking to you.
Yep.
All right, we'll do it again next Sunday.
All right. Until
All
next time.
right, peace
Peace.
out.